Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on WLFI, or the World Liberty Financial Token. Of course, we're back with a full update. I think we're at a good level where we need to talk about the current situation for World Liberty Financial and what to expect. I mean, to be quite honest, World Liberty Financial has actually held up relatively well. Right, I mean, there's not a lot of coins that are still at the same bottoms as the 11th of September. Especially, I mean, if you take a look at Bitcoin, you can already see the 11th of September. If I can check that out real quick right here, 11th of September, we were at this level right here at 114,500. Right now we're at 109,000. Right, so ultimately, World Liberty Financial has been able to hold up relatively well. And I think with a project like this, I mean, you should be aware that any news event, right? So any news event that at least the buyers become very excited about, because yesterday we had a Robinhood listing, and that really did not do much for WLFI. But if we get some good news, I mean, if Trump talks about World Liberty Financial, for example, we can easily spike, right? So both of those things are true. We're relatively strong over the course of the month of September, and if we get news, we can spike up easily. However, some of you might already see this coming. At this point of time, I think you need to be a little bit careful with buying World Liberty Financial. I've always told you that I'm relatively careful with buying it because I still think that the valuation is much too high. The valuation right now is $4.7 billion. I think that's I think that has to come down significantly for me to say, I might buy it, or at least they might have to develop a lot for around the project at least. So at this point of time, I'm not a buyer of World Liberty Financial. I wasn't when we were trying to break out right here, which, by the way, this was the ultimate bull trap. But I also wasn't a buyer when we were at the bottom of the range. And right now, we are dropping down below the bottom of the range. Our main support level right here is between 19.5 and 20 cents. As you can see, that has been the main support level throughout the month of September. That's been able to hold us up, and now the big question is well, can we hold that? Because or can we reclaim that? Because technically we have already broken down below that with all the bearish pressure in the markets. But I would also argue with just a lack of momentum from World Liberty Financial itself as well. We're losing open interest right here. And this breakdown was also not with a lot of volume, right? I mean, sometimes what you see is a deviation below the range, so something like this, and then a reclaim. And this is a possibility, but normally it looks a little bit different, or normally it goes a little bit different than what you're seeing right now. And that, in combination with what we're seeing from the market right now, I think you need to be ready for short liquidations, right? So we can always have a spike up. But ultimately, I have to conclude right here that the most likely direction for World Liberty Financial is down, right? And then when we're talking about the next support level, we're talking about 17.5 cents. But when we're talking long term on World Liberty Financial, I would say I still have the buy area right here. I placed this back at the start of September. I still think ultimately, like for me to actually consider buying World Liberty Financial spot, I think we need to drop down all the way into 12.5 and 10 cents. And that, to clarify, is not what I expect. All right, I don't expect us to drop down all the way to that level. I just want to tell you that 17.5 cents is the next support level, but that doesn't necessarily mean that from there we're going to bounce. We'll probably find some support there, but ultimately I think we are forming a downtrend right here, and the only two things that can stop World Liberty Financial forming a downtrend right here would either be that good news we spoke about at the start of the video, or it would be Bitcoin massively reversing right here, but that also doesn't seem to be the most likely scenario here. So those are my thoughts. You need to be relatively cautious here, I'd say, not only with WLFI, but also with the markets. So please do that. But that's it for now. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye.